Have you been struggling to get to the next level in your life? Does it feel like the goals you have are just always out of reach? So maybe it has to do with your career or your love life, or there's a personal goal that you have and you want to change, but no matter what you do, you seem to just stay stuck. In today's video, I want to talk about why we struggle to achieve our goals and share 5 of the biggest reasons why we always seem to stay stuck in our current circumstances. I'll also share 5 solutions, and there'll be a free offer at the end of the video, so stick around to see that. For those new to the channel, I'm Dave, and this is Stumbling Towards Enlightenment, where we discuss becoming the 2.0 version of yourself who naturally lives the life that they desire. Why we struggle to achieve our goals. Reason number 1, you lack clarity. Your goals currently are too vague and intangible. They aren't real enough for you. You think you want something, and you likely do want something, but you haven't clearly defined what it is that you want. And so there's not enough realness to your goal. You can't imagine it in detail. And if you can't imagine it in vivid detail, it doesn't excite you. There's no realness to it. So it seems like a distant idea. But if you draw it in detail, it becomes more real to you, and you can start to envision a pathway to get there. And that energizes you and motivates your actions. Reason number 2 is you have limiting beliefs, and you're identified with those stories you tell yourself. Action flows out of belief. So if you don't think you can do something, you're never gonna get off the couch and try it. But if you think and believe that, yeah, it is possible to do that thing, you're gonna take action. And part of the problem is we don't often question our beliefs, we just take them as fact. But once you start to get clarity on your goal and you start to see a path forward, then you can start to challenge your beliefs, because you now have motivation to act, and you can start looking at your old beliefs and take action to counteract them, or at least to challenge them. The third reason why you struggle to achieve your goals is because you're too comfortable. So we humans, we have 2 main motivators. It's either pain, we avoid pain, we want to avoid pain, or we seek pleasure. So for a lot of us, if we have big lofty goals that are unclear, it's going to be so painful for us to try to tackle these goals. So we avoid taking action. And there's this amazing quote I often say, is that nobody ever grew from staying in their comfort zone. So if you're comfortable, you're not growing. The only way to achieve your goals is to take action. Even little action each day is better than no action. So in my own life, when I got to a certain age, I realized that I have less road ahead of me than I do behind me. And that motivated me to make a change, because it was too painful to wait any longer. I couldn't afford to wait to start anymore, because I'm not going to be, young forever. I'm getting older, so I need to start. It became so painful. The idea of not starting became more painful than actually taking action. Reason number 4 is because you don't have enough presence. You don't have enough self-awareness, and you're too attached to your conditioning. So what that means is you can't separate yourself from your thoughts and your emotions. You think you are your thoughts and your emotions. So I made a video last week that talks more about this, so I'll link it up here. And a good way I like to kind of draw the parallel here is like when you go traveling, you go to a new country, everything is brand new to you. And don't you feel more alive when you're in a new country, you're in a new environment, or if you do a new experience, something brand new to you? You have nothing from the past to draw from, really, and you're more in the present. You feel more alive. This is what we want to cultivate in our lives. We want to find the ability to wake up at any given moment to ourselves, start noticing ourselves more. And this is how you kind of let go of the old conditioned thinking that you might have, the old stories, the old limiting beliefs. So you need to develop more presence in your life. And reason number 5 is because you try to change the external world without changing the internal world. So Tony Robbins is the guy who says, take massive action. And this is true. You can take massive action and you can achieve your goals. But if you never change the internal beliefs, it's much more likely that when you hit a wall, you hit an obstacle, which you're going to have obstacles whenever you try to achieve something worthwhile. If you're not able to weather the storms and to get the inside right, you're more likely to just give up and quit. Now, if you get the inside right and you align your thoughts and your beliefs to your goals, and the actions just flow from there, because you are operating from the place of being the type of person who goes out and achieves these goals. So for example, these videos, this is sort of a new thing for me. I'm learning and I'm pushing myself to grow and to expand my comfort zone. So before I make these videos and leading up to making these, before I started and while I'm making them, I always try to come from the place of who am I being and trying to be the guy who makes these videos. And the more I focus on getting the internal right, the beliefs, the thoughts, the vision, the goal, the easier it comes and the more natural it is for me to just take the necessary, obvious action. What would a guy who makes YouTube videos do? Well, he'd learn how to make videos. He'd learn how to write scripts. He would just do all the things. But if I didn't believe I could do this, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't make these videos. So how do you solve this? How do you stop struggling to achieve your goals? Well, the first thing you have to do is get really clear on what it is you want. And that's a little hard, right? We're not used to thinking about that. But I encourage you to think big. Don't limit yourself by what you believe right now. Because your beliefs, they're totally subjective. No one's making you believe anything. You're the one who's saying, I believe this. And you didn't always have that belief. And beliefs change. Beliefs are not set in stone. They're just your subjective viewpoint on a particular thing. So get clarity on your goals. That's the first step. Write down specifically what you want. What do you want for your career? What kind of job do you want? Where do you want to be working? How much money do you want to make? What kind of impact do you want to make? Find the clarity, and that's going to help motivate your action. That's going to give you an emotional energy to help you to start taking action. Number 2 is finding a big enough why. If you don't have a big enough reason to do something, you'll always find an excuse not to do it. So there are ways to do this, and I have a way in my program that I talk about. It's basically asking yourself, why do I want this? And answering that question. And then going a level deeper. Well, why do I want this? And go a level deeper. Look at your answer. Well, why do I think that's important? And you want to get to the bottom of your reasoning. Maybe it's to avoid pain. Maybe you don't want to suffer. Maybe you don't want to fail. Maybe it's to seek pleasure. Maybe you want to be the best. Maybe you want to show the world. So find your why. Find your main motivational reason for why you want your goal. So now that you've clarified your goal and you figured out why you want it, and you're very clear on these things, the third thing you want to do is figure out who is the type of person who naturally achieves these goals. What is their mindset? What is their belief? What are their habits and values? What are they good at? If you can reverse engineer the version of you who naturally achieves these goals, and you can tap into that version of yourself, then you'll start to automatically take action. Once you have a clear goal and a clear reason why you're doing it, if you can tap into being that version of yourself, and the first 2 things will help you to connect to that version of yourself. But the more real you can make it, and the more you can embody this version of yourself, the easier action and intention will flow, because your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions will all be aligned, and action will just seem obvious. And then from there, it's literally just putting one foot in front of the other and challenging your limiting beliefs, because there's going to be a part of you that thinks, oh, this is maybe not possible. And the only way to form a belief is to act in faith. You have to trust that it's possible to take action. And once you start taking action, getting feedback, you start to confirm the new belief that you're developing. It is possible to start a business. It is possible to approach an attractive lady or meet an attractive guy, right? If you don't believe that you can do it, you're not going to do it. But if you act from the place of being and just start taking action, little steps, getting outside of your comfort zone, you're going to start to see results, and that's going to confirm your belief that it is possible. And finally, as you're doing all of these things, as you're becoming and operating from the version of yourself who's already achieving your goals, you're going to need to be aware of yourself. This goes back to having presence. If you're unconscious, if you're not aware of your thoughts and your feelings, and you're acting from a place of old conditioning, it's very easy to fall back to the old version of yourself who feels the same way and acts the same way. So you need to practice being mindful of your inner world and what you're feeling, what you're thinking at any given time. Whenever you catch yourself operating from the old version, you want to notice that and mindfully readjust your focus. Go back to the version of yourself who is doing the thing that you want to be. Live from that place, and the action will flow a lot easier. So if you've made it this far in the video and would like one-on-one coaching help with everything we discussed in this video, getting clear on your goal, finding your why, getting clear on the character, the version of yourself who you need to be to naturally move in the direction of your goals, I'm looking for 1 to 2 more beta clients. This is a free coaching program. It's 4 weeks long. We meet once a week for an hour over Google Meet. And I share some principles with you. I share some exercises with you. And by the end of the course or the program, you'll have a tangible guide. You'll have something you can use to help to reprogram your subconscious mind and to refocus you each day, so you are each day moving in the direction of the person you want to be. So if that interests you, drop me a comment below and just say, hey, I'm interested in coaching, and we can discuss more, see if it's a good fit, and go from there. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video valuable, and leave your questions below. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Share this video with people you think could benefit from it, and thanks for watching.